This is from Cointelegraph. Streamer Amouranth claims she was robbed at gunpoint over crypto fortune. In November, Amouranth, real name Caitlin, whatever, revealed that she owned around 211 Bitcoin worth over $20 million. So she announced that in November?
That's an error.
That is a big mistake. And so I don't know if this has been confirmed or not. There's videos that were posted of it. Late at night on March 2nd, a popular streamer, they keep saying whose real names, I don't care, made a series of posts on X saying she was subject to a home invasion by robbers who wanted crypto, is what they were yelling. In November, she posted a screenshot from her Coinbase account showing she held around 211 Bitcoin, which was worth around 20 million at the time. The screenshot also showed she held around 80,000 in Ether. That's not a lot of Ether. She posted, relative to her 20 million in Bitcoin. She posted an update on March 3rd, hours after the initial X post, where she said there were 3 gunmen, adding a video presumably from a security camera. After allegedly leading the 3 men to another section of the property, 3 loud noises ring out, and the men run off camera. One of the guys is yelling, I think he's yelling, I got shot. Yeah, this is crazy. Known for being open about her finances, appearing on YouTube stuff, et cetera, et cetera.
It's
a wild story.
There's open about your finances, and then there's showing that you have $20 million of the most easily transferable, theftable asset on Earth. I mean, and then there's flexing, and then there's rubbing in other people's faces. That's
no, I disagree. Those guys weren't going to get away with that money. No way.
It depends if they get out of the country beforehand. I mean, first of all, just letting people that you know that you have Bitcoin or substantial portions of Bitcoin, you turn yourself into an absolute target. I mean, of the highest order, you or friends and family. I have a beautiful meteorite fossil, not a fossil, but a meteorite at my place, and I show it off. I'm like, man, if someone wants that meteorite, they know where to come and get it. But like to say that you have Bitcoin, which is just a button away, and then you're deleted.
But you're not. The transaction is on the public ledger forever, and anyone can track who took the money and where they spent it. And immediately the feds come kicking your door, and especially with a home invasion like this. So if these guys...
How fast would it take? Sorry, how long would it take you to convert that into cash if you go to like a Bitcoin depot or a bank?
Oh, bro, $20 million? A very, very, very long time. Good luck. You're not going... So here's what they would have had to have done, and I doubt these guys are that sophisticated. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pause. I'm not going to advise on how they could get away with something like this by explaining how it could be done. Let me just say, the guys who went to her and then tried to get, presuming they said, transfer this money to us, we are stealing it, they would never get away with it. They would never get away with it. Life in prison. I believe, should this prove to be true, I have no reason to believe that she's making these things up. She posted a ton of video of it. But again, it's still very early. These guys would have killed her. No question. Because you think about $20 million cash. It's a lot of money. You just invaded someone's home, threatened their life with a gun to their head.
Pistol whipped, apparently.
Pistol whipped her. You are looking at the rest of your life in prison. You're not getting out.
Yep.
These 3 guys. So you have to understand what these guys are probably thinking when they're like, transfer the money. They're going to kill her after they get the money. That minimizes the likelihood they get caught. That being said, Bitcoin is a public ledger, and the moment they transfer any money anywhere, anyone in the world with the slightest ability in tracking the public ledger is going to know who received the money and who took the money. And there are a lot of anonymous accounts, but I will say this. First, the feds know every single address and who it's attached to. Mm-hmm. Sorry, cry more. It's a fact. Would they actually intervene in this regard? Maybe not. However, private investigators, private individuals could easily track these guys down. They'd never get away with it. There are some moves they could make to obfuscate it, which I'm not going to explain because I feel like it could just help bad people. But for the most part, the moment they make a transaction, let me explain something to you guys. Bitcoin's on the public ledger. This is why Zcash and Monero were invented. These are other cryptocurrencies that can mix up. There are accounts that have tried to bypass this, but we are so past the point, man. They've tried making Bitcoin addresses to bundle up Bitcoins and then disperse them in random areas to try and obfuscate where they're coming from and where they're going. It is not complicated for any modern AI system to look at all of the addresses and then create a map of who is receiving money for what. It's just, and not to mention with cell phone data, have a nice day, dude. They know who you are. They know all of your addresses. There's a dude named Weave. His hacker name is Andrew Onheimer. Some journalists just tracked various addresses and then isolated the account they believed to be his based on location, time of transfers. They figured out it was in Ukraine, and they found this guy. And I could be getting the story wrong, but like we have seen, he ingested over $1 million this year in donations through various addresses funneling in. And there's no name on these addresses, but they do really simple things like, where is the person we're looking at located? Then you track time of day of common transactions. Now you know the time zone they're in. Instantly you'll know, you're going to start piecing these things together. So for the most part, any sufficiently interested private researcher or government is going to immediately find out who took your money. Now doesn't mean you're getting the money back. Right. They could transfer it out, but these guys weren't going anywhere after this.
It seemed like you have to plan out something way more smarter than what they were doing. Because the video we saw seemed like just some guys running in real quick.
You can't live in the United States after this.
Right.
But
are
these
just
guys
crazy people then?
No, they're just stupid. They don't get it.
Yeah.
They don't understand.
Think it's like a bank robbery. You smash glass and then steal the jewels and then you make off. But it's not as, what is it, fungible?
How are you going to transfer out all this money from Coinbase? I mean, not only that, but I have to wonder that Coinbase, is that what they said? They said she revealed that her Coinbase account?
Actually, hypothetically, if it were on a hard, I can't pretend that I know what I'm talking about. If it's on a hard wallet, they steal her hard wallet with her whatever password, and then, I mean, where they're going to get to them is with the crime.
Where do you send the money? Russia? Mm-hmm. And then you have someone redirect funds in another direction? Any sufficiently interested investigator or government agency is going to easily figure this out. Like, it's. Have you ever heard of Death Note?
Yeah,
the manga.
Mm-hmm.
Trump's in it.
I didn't know.
So, Death Note is one of the most popular manga ever. One of the most popular anime shows. It's about a kid who a Shinigami, means death god in Japan, drops a notebook in the real world, and if you write someone's name in it, they die. You can write how they die within reason. It has to be possible. And who cares about that? They released what's called a one-shot update to the series when Trump got elected, and Trump is in it. And in this, a kid gets a copy of the Death Note, which allows you to write anyone's name in it. They die. It's a god weapon. And he announces through anonymous online whatever, I live in Japan. We're going to sell this. We're going to sell this Death Note to the highest bidder. Donald Trump bid something like $60 trillion. America must have the notebook. But then they all say, there's no way you're getting the money. He then instructs the United States to deposit $5 million cash into the bank account of every single Japanese citizen. That way, nobody knows who the actual person was who was selling it because everybody got the money equally. That's the way you have to obfuscate things like this. You steal $20 million, you walk away with a few $1,000s a month because there's no way you're gonna get the IRS coming down on you when they know so you're spending money if you've got $20 million. Mm-hmm. Someone's gonna come for you.
Now I'm curious about this Death Note thing. Was Trump's name added to that before July 13th?
Well, he survived.
No, I know, but that's like I'm thinking like there's been a rift in whatever the premise of this theory was.
If you write a name in the Death Note, they will die. They'll have a heart attack instantly, no matter what. Not instantly. It's like within 28 days or what is it? Something like that.
I've never heard of this, but this sounds like.
But they put Trump in it. It was a big deal. Went viral among basically everybody. So
when do you know the date when they put Trump in it?
I don't know. Was it like 2017 or 18 or something?
Okay. That's a long
time. It was everyone because Death Note was such a big deal when they announced they were releasing an update, like it's called a one shot, like epilogue or whatever with Trump in it. Everyone's like, what?
It's a ripoff of the Dead Zone or the Twilight Zone from back in the day where they give a button to somebody and they say, you push this button, somebody on Earth will die. You don't know who, you'll never know who, and we give you $10,000. And then the punchline is at the end, after the woman pushes the button, they take the box, say, thank you, here's your money, and we're going to go give it to somebody else, and don't worry, you won't know who they are. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay.
Kind of. Here you go. Take a look. This is Ryuk, a death god, handing the Death Note to Donald Trump.
Wow.
Yep.
That's not a flattering depiction of Donald Trump. I don't like that at all.
Well, I wouldn't call it unflattering.
I couldn't expect them to actually make a flattering picture of Donald Trump.
When these images first got released, people didn't believe it was real. There's no way. Yep. Trump buys the Death Note for some ridiculous amount of money.
I wonder whose name Trump would write in there first.
It was for $500 billion. That's what it was.
Who does Donald Trump hate the most?
$500 billion.
I think a lot of people.
Trump bought the Death Note. There you go. It's really small. We'll zoom in. There's old Donald Trump.
I don't think it would be Sleepy Joe Biden. I don't
No,
think
he's
so.
already
Yeah,
dead.
but hold on. If another totally stupid question, if everything on the Bitcoin ledger is publicly accessible, why are they not able to determine who Satoshi is?
Because the accounts haven't moved.
They have not moved since.
Jack.
It's Jack.
The leading theory right now is that it's Jack Dorsey.
How much would it be? How much would it be worth?
What is it, like 100 billion or something? What is it, 1 million coins in the first wallet or something like that?
It hasn't moved, meaning nobody's touched it, transferred, withdrawn, or whatever. So it's just wealth sitting out there.
It's an inactive account or wallet. And really, like
$58 billion.
the way it works is you actually just have a code that allows you to move stuff around to make changes to the blockchain. It's not like when you have like your keys are just actually a way so you can change the ledger, because the blockchain is just a ledger.
Right.
It's just written ins and outs. You're not actually holding on to like some kind of like actual.
You're
coin.
basically sending your password to a system saying, I have access to this, and I'm saying these go here. And then all these other computers start checking to make sure your password's correct. And they're like, this adds up, move them. And then the coins get transferred.
So conceivably, Satoshi could be dead, and that money is never going to get touched.
Absolutely. And furthermore, I had like 20 Bitcoin lost on a laptop. I had 21 point something on a laptop, and it got destroyed in a fire.
I would never get over that, ever. I'm not a superficial person. My goodness, sometimes once I lost a $100 bill, still haven't gotten over that.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch, Tim.
That's why it's crazy to me that she has so much Bitcoin, because I'm like, wow. Because I got my first Bitcoin at 70 cents.
Wow.
And yeah, and it hits $5 and I sold them all. And then I got a bunch more and then hit $20 and I sold them all. I remember it was like $100 and I was like, yeah. And then I sold them all. And then finally, when it got to like 1,000, I was like, I better just buy a bunch of these things. And I certainly do not have that much. And I'm just looking at her like, I'm jealous. Like, damn. I could have.
Did you announce how much you have like she did?
No. But I certainly don't have that much. Holy crap. Yeah, I have substantially less than that. We'll put it that way. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm lying. Because I'm worried about someone breaking into my house and killing
Tim's
me.
not Satoshi.
No, Satoshi is my friend. Jack Dorsey. Look it up. You should look into this.
That's actually.
I've heard that theory.
When you actually look at the evidence that they have, it's
Right.
yeah, it's as good as any other evidence they have.
I thought people said it was Elon too. I see people say that on Twitter.
I don't think that there's the evidence that it was Elon, but like when you read through the evidence of it being Dorsey, it's
compelling.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not saying that I have a take on it really either way, but
Has he ever been asked? Like, does he have a reaction?
I think he has, and he's answered cryptically. So.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.